Welcome to the Underrepresented in Tech podcast, where we talk about issues in underrepresentation and have difficult conversations. Underrepresented in Tech is a free database with the goal of helping people find new opportunities in WordPress and tech. Hello, Samah!
Hello, Michelle.
We should do that when we see each other in other places too. Like we should just I'll
Definitely.
I'll see you across the floor at WordCamp US and I'll be like, "Hello, Samah!" People look at me like, "What the hell?"
Should be, by the way, it should be the new way to say hello to everyone, you
I
should sing
think
for them.
so. It's so
Yeah,
pretty, right? And even if you don't sing well, it makes you smile. So there. If anybody wants
exactly.
me to address them that way at WordCamp US, just let me know in advance. I promise I will. I will sing to you. So a couple years ago, I can't remember if it was you and I or Allie and I, or maybe we did it twice, but we talked about the digital divide and
Yeah,
how access to technology divides a lot of different ways, but primarily socioeconomically, right? As far as that goes. And now AI, I think this is our first AI talk. We're really behind the scene, behind the times on that, right? Um, AI is doing something very similar, actually. AI has, there's a lot of ethics around how and when to use AI. And what I wanted to talk about today, and if you think I'm just springing this on her now, I didn't. I actually sent her a lot of information in advance. We do that. But what I want to talk about today is how AI has its own divide, and not even get into the ethics so much because there's all these ethics around whether it uses, whether it's creating more waste and e-waste and everything than before, et cetera. That there's plenty of research on that. But what I want to talk about, because we did talk about AI last week, right? Or 2 weeks ago. And I want to talk
yeah,
about it again today a little bit more about the digital divide that exists within there. It's about digital equity. I heard that word, and I saw that word today, and that phrase, and I was like, that is what it is. It's about equity, and that's one of the things we talk about. There's there's less. I'm less worried about equality and more worried
yeah,
about equity, right? So, um, I'll give an example. My mother is in her late 70s, and she says she hates AI, all based on the fact that for a while, Facebook was giving you prompts in the box that you could write your status in, right? And
yeah.
she didn't want to talk about those things, and it shouldn't tell her to talk about those things. And I said, it's not telling you to, it's saying, hey, if you don't have any ideas, you could write about this. And she was like, oh. So I did a little bit of research on top of what I sent you today and discovered that, and this is an American study, so it won't apply equally around the world, but about 99% of Americans interact with AI every single day without even knowing it. And I thought that was interesting, right? So, but the digital divide doesn't come with the fact that maybe you're shopping on Amazon and it's using an algorithm. And it doesn't come from the fact that, that you're using these. It comes from the fact that there's an age gap, there's an access gap, which includes money and includes technology itself, like a computer and those kinds of things. There's a lack of education around AI for very many people. It tends to be male centric and it tends to be white centric because those are the people who have built things, and that's technology has remained very male centric, as we know. Yes, there are many more women joining, etc., but throughout history, it's been very male dominated. And so everything that's been created is created by the creator who makes something, and so it's out of their mindset. So it's very white centric, it's very male centric, and I think that that's problematic. I think that the article we read 2 weeks ago from Ricky was talked about that a little bit, but I think that, and it specifically talked about AI and how um, it I forgot. Oh, it's not good for accessibility always.
Yeah.
But we're talking now access to using it as a tool. And so, yeah, I wanted to hear what your thoughts were.
I think it is really essential skill to learn AI because technology alone it's not enough. Like as example, if you give a Formula One, maybe it's a bad example. Like imagine giving everyone a Formula One. Some people know how to drive it, some people they don't know how to drive it, and I believe it's the same. true for AI. Also, the impact of it on education, or also, to be honest, there's two different realities for AI. Like, it's not only between countries, between on the same countries, people know how to use it, and they can benefit, save 10 minutes of their time, and some other people use it and make millions of dollars in value. People use it for research, businesses, people use it for the daily. And of course, when you ask ChatGPT questions, whatever you're using the AI tools, also the multiple AI tools that we have now, and how to use them, as like how to use ChatGPT, how to use cloud, how to choose like Gemini, and all of them, it's different resources,
Hmm.
different. It's really impressive to see also some places around the world, the AI tools, they don't work. Like example, in Congo, where I am, cloud doesn't work. So I have to
Aw.
put myself in VB Express, which is a VPN Express. I'm not doing promotion for anyone.
Yeah.
And then I can then access it, while ChatGPT is working here perfectly for me. Gemini also here working perfectly for me. The thing is also with AI tools, how we can use them, and also the senior citizen, to be honest, like the people, how they need to use them. Now, also the young generation, I'm a little bit worried, to be honest, about the education. And I will make confess, I start using AI more and more in my daily. Like, I'm
Mhm.
busy, I want to do something. I just turn on the audio and I tell ChatGPT some stuff, and then he can write an email for me or write a proposal. I spend 5 minutes on them, but I noticed that my spelling is becoming really bad.
Oops.
that I that I'm started checking, like, okay, fix it for me. And that sometimes you're thinking, with, of course, we're using it to save time for us, so we can do more work, so we can be faster, because both of us live in an industry where fast is the rhythm, that we need to do
Mhm.
things now or even yesterday. But
Mhm.
also a lot of places around the world, they start using it. As I said earlier, people are using it to make money, and people are using it to cut down the time of working. And the education on how using the AI tools, or how to teach people, not everyone have access to it. Yes, there's a YouTuber. Yes, there's a couple of, even, let's be honest, some platform you cannot access everywhere around the world about them, but still. And my husband is gonna kill me now. I also notice it, the age, we only 10 years difference. But when I say how I'm using ChatGPT or how I'm using something, he look at me, he'll be like, wow, you're so cool in those things. Well, it's so funny. Like, I know he's even well more educated, like he has more degrees than me. He speaks more language than me. He's higher in his career than me, but it's still like, for him sometimes, to show him how to do create quick presentation, instead for him spending 1 hour and a half, just feed the data and then he can create it for you. He was so amazed about it. So
Yeah.
the gap, the divide, it's there, of course. It worries me again, like sometimes, of course, maybe hopefully we'll talk about it, is the AI also tell us the right information, or give
Right.
us the right information? And also,
Mm.
when we share something, the privacy, that's something different. We should talk about
Right.
it one day. The
Oh, for some,
privacy.
for sure. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
I I have a website I'm building now for a local community, and I asked ChatGPT to scrape all of the content from the public side of the website into separate documents for me so that I could load them into this shared drive I have with this company, and and then they could double check and make sure there was no changes there. Because if what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift that text back up to put it in the new website, and it only pulled the title, the first paragraph, and the footer, and left out all the rest of the content. Like I didn't care about photos, I just meant the text, right?
Yeah.
And it still didn't do it right. So I still had to go through and do it myself. And I thought, I don't know how to tell it any differently. So clearly I'm not like that great at it, or it's just not that great at it. So I don't know.
I think AI tools are not that great. You still need input. I remember someone asked me a question in WordCamp Asia about YOS, about like creating content, because now everything is AI creating content. I
Hmm.
still believe we are human. We should write something,
Oh,
because
I
how
too.
much the
Hmm.
AI tool is really good in writing, there's a huge difference when you read something a human being wrote it or an AI acting like a human being writing it.
Hmm.
Yeah, sometimes I have the same. You go back and forward and drive me crazy, then I do it by myself because like I feel like, am I crazy? Why you don't understand me? And once I say I told ChatGPT, I'm upset with you today. You're not getting me. So of course it can happen. And also, like, I don't know, it was I think we talked about it, you and I, before, about AI replacing jobs, that is
Yeah.
gonna remove 90 million jobs and create 140 million jobs. I think it's I don't believe it's gonna replace jobs. The only thing is like maybe people who use it more effectively will outperform the people who are not using it perfect, like in
Mhm.
the right way. But still, the how AI being introduced. And I hope now, because the kids, when we were at school, I start learning about computer when I was 12. Now
Right.
the kids since 4 years old, they know how to navigate the tablet and they start learning.
Hmm.
To learn it in early age, everyone should have access on this planet for the AI tool.
Hmm.
When I had an interesting conversation and someone said like, oh, maybe they can use it for evil purposes. Well, a human being, when we discover the fire, we use it to heat, to cook food, and other people use it to harm each other. There will
Right.
always people find it to do things, but I believe everyone should have access to the AI tools. Whatever you are, and cloud give access to Congo. I'm really struggling here. And and just also make the machine is learning every day. I don't think we're gonna be like, I don't know if you remember the Will Smith movie Sonny, that the robot will think for themselves and make
Mm.
against us. No, I think it is still, we're way before ahead that it's gonna be in that level, or ever it's gonna be
Yeah.
that level. But I love it. It makes my life easy.
Yeah.
I would be honest, I invested a lot of time learning how to get the best from those tools. But also, to be honest, also I notice I becoming sometimes a little bit lazy. I can reply the email instead of asking ChatGPT to write me a friendly reply.
It probably because of my age, I'm 57. I don't use it as much as I should. And to be honest, I don't understand how to do a lot of things with it. And so I'm going to find a class online, take a class online and figure it out because most things I've been able to figure out on my own. But
Yeah.
I think I need a little help on this one. And I'm not afraid to say it might be because of my age, right? So I was not a digital native. I grew up, we didn't have computers in school at all. I was the first person in my college to have a computer, and it was an old computer. There was no network. It was just, basically it was a very glorified word processor with pin-fed paper that took forever to print a paper, right? That was my introduction to it all. And then, I had a BlackBerry and a Palm Pilot before we had phones. And yeah, so all of that is in my past, but at a very later age than most people acquire those things. And we know that a young mind is more pliant than an older mind. And even though I'm young at heart, my brain is still old, and so it takes a little bit longer to learn these things, and to want to learn them. To be very honest
Yeah.
with you, right? Because it's like I already know how to do my job. Well, you do what you don't because you're going to be left in the dust if you don't learn some of this AI stuff. And my guess
Yes.
is I haven't been looking for a job, so I haven't really noticed. But my guess is that there's a lot of jobs now that require you have an understanding of how to use AI, or that you're not only an understanding but proficient in it, right? So I need to learn some more things before I think about whether or not I want to continue to work for myself or find another job.
The thing, I agree, and I'm really proud of you. But also, me, the how can I say? At the beginning, I was against it. Like we should be more creative. Of course, still human being, we should be more creative because I think working what I'm doing now in marketing, sometimes you have the creative ideas. I don't think even
Mhm.
ChatGPT will even think, maybe he will give you some hint of ideas and then ploop, there's an
Mhm.
idea in your head. It will start to be a must, like, because I think everybody now in any work, not marketing, not IT, everyone want to do things faster. Everyone to do
Mhm.
make sure that the thing is accurate to the document you give, the presentation, whatever the slide, or even a project proposal. Like as example, my husband and I want to go on vacation. Usually we used to get, this books about the city, where to go, and
Mhm.
map. And my husband likes to hold the map. We're 200 years old. I know. We'd love to hold the map. We hate Google Maps even. And we spent like 1 month, 1 month and a half. The other day, 2 minutes ChatGPT made me 25 pages presentation about the country, what I need to do, what I need to, where to go, and where is the best road and the prices. And I was like, wow,
Yeah,
that's,
that's crazy.
but it also takes the fun out of it. Like you spend 1 month searching and I want to do this and that, while it's like 2 minutes give you everything you needed. So yeah.
Yeah, no, it's true. Excuse me, I have a frog in my throat. It's true. I think just like any tool, it has its benefits, but it also has its costs, right?
Yeah.
And so there's pros and cons to using different tools, no matter what it is. I think what needs to happen, in my opinion, is it needs to be we need to educate it better, more broadly, so it isn't as centric to, let's say, America or,
Yeah.
or first world countries, which I hate that term, but you know what I mean. And I think developing nations are probably struggling a little bit more to access
Yeah.
technology for sure. I don't know what we call us if we call other developed, do they developed nations? I don't know. We're not that developed either, I guess.
They call them
But
South Globe. So now they're in the new South Globe and North Globe countries, which is
interesting.
funny.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
never
it's
heard
just
that
really
before. Very, very interesting. But well, I made I use let's see, I used Canva to make a video of all the photos that I took on my vacation. I wanted to put it on YouTube so that I could share the link with other people who might want to see. And I knew that if I used music that was like New York State of Mind or Weekend in New England or all those things, I'd be breaking copyrights. So I opened up an account with Suno and I created music to go behind it all. And I realized that that means I have contributed a little bit to the e-waste that goes with using AI, but
yeah,
also it helped me do something I needed to accomplish. And so I think we just need to be number one, it needs to be more equitable across the globe and it needs to represent more people. Number two, it needs to be more equitable in access across the globe for sure. And number three, when you do have it and you understand how to use it, you need to use it responsibly so that we
yeah,
are mindful of the carbon footprint of what we're using online because my lights are taking up energy, my monitor's taking up energy, the computer's taking up energy. All of these things are running.
yeah,
You should see the electric situation I have over here for all my cords, including my espresso machine, my refrigerator,
yeah.
all of the things that are in my office here. And so I just have to try to be a little more digital minded and ec ecosystem minded so that I'm not just using it for frivolity, which I admit I have done in the past as well. I had it write my bio
Yeah.
once, that kind of thing. And then I
Yeah.
edited it. But yeah, it's just I don't know. I think it's going to be an interesting thing to watch over the next however many years. And it's going to become like part of the past of what, hey, remember when we did that? Like I don't remember what Facebook looked like when they first launched it, but I
Yeah.
remember that when it changed, people were up in arms over it, but now nobody can remember what it was like before. So things grow, things change, they get better, they get sundowned or whatever you call it, sunlit, so that those things are eventually going away. And but I think AI is probably going to be here to stay, and it's probably going to become an even bigger part of our world. But using it all the time, we use it all the time. I typed a question into Google, and Google used AI to research the answer for me. That's how I didn't go to ChatGPT, but I still used AI and AI resources to be able to answer those questions and help me research. So yeah, it's very interesting. Very, very interesting. So if you're using
I
AI
think
out there, uh-huh. Oh, the cat
I
just
was
showed up.
saying that, yeah, to add something, also government should invest in
Yes.
digital infrastructure, internet access. Universities should teach AI alongside traditional digital skills. Companies should train employees on it. I think the goal should not be simply to build smarter AI, but to be more people using AI effectively. Because now all the companies, you need to have AI, AI. The thing is
Hmm.
how to use it effectively and be teaching everyone about it.
Hmm.
Um,
I
it's,
also
I think, oh, yeah,
I
go
think
for
I
it.
think these big data centers that they've built that are, polluting water and air quality, if you're going to build something like that, I think the government should require you to build a facility to balance that with a zero carbon footprint or close to zero, so that the water that you are polluting, you have to treat it before it can be reused or done. The air has to be cycled through something else. You
Yeah,
have to take care of what you're ruining with when you create things like this. At least and I think about, I mean, to take this to the nth degree, I also think about like landfills and how much goes
yeah,
into a landfill. How many laptops have I had in my lifetime? Where are they now? They're in landfills
yeah,
probably, because I handed them off to other people or they died. And yeah, anyway. Well, if you're using AI, we want to hear how you're using it. Let us
yeah.
know. You can DM us. You can whatever. You know how to get in touch with us. We have all the stuff on our website, all the stuff. But we want to know how you're using it and what are your thoughts? Do you think we've completely missed the mark? Have we not gone far enough? Give us some feedback. We'd love to hear it. What about you, Samah?
Yeah.
Any final thoughts?
For me, there's one something. I'm not gonna say it. It's AI saying it. The biggest risk isn't the artificial intelligence becomes smarter than humans. The biggest risk is that only a small part of humanity gets the opportunity to become smarter with AI.
Oh,
That's something
that,
nice. Even AI itself said it.
yeah. And that'll be in the transcript, so now it exists elsewhere too.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, if you have also, if you're listening and you have other ideas of things that we can talk about
Yeah.
in the future, we're pretty good at coming up with stuff, but there every once in a while, there's a week where we're like, what are we going to talk about this week? So, send us your
Okay.
ideas. We'd love to hear about them. So, all right. See y'all next week.
Okay. See you.
Bye.
Bye.
If you're interested in using our database, joining us as a guest for an episode, or just want to say hi, go to underrepresentedintech.com. See you next week.